Rangers lose 4-3 in overtime. Game one of the playoffs to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And thankfully, thankfully, I was at this game. Um, where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? Um, how about all right. Raise your hand if you got PTSD watching that game. Notice how all of you just raised your hand, every single Ranger fan. The fact that they blew a 2-0 lead in the playoffs. The fact that Igor Shesterkin literally puts the team on his back for pretty much the entire game for them to not be able to score on neither Casey DeSmith or Louis Domingue in overtime. Right. Right. I'm tired already of seeing on Twitter right now all of the I'm tired of seeing both the Penguin fans and Ranger fan reactions. From the Penguin side, I'm tired of seeing, well, stop being crybabies about the game. Uh, it's a playoff game. Do you want me to just sit here with a straight face and not have any emotion to what just happened? And then to the Ranger fans that are like, oh, it's one game. Let's not overreact. Yeah, in a game that could make or break the series when the Rangers should have won this game. And whether you want to argue about the field goal counting or not, whatever. I'm not here to decide that because at the end of the day, there is far more reasons why the Rangers lost outside of that goal not counting. Did Kako get pushed into Casey DeSmith and then Hedl scored the goal? Yeah, no question. But my problem is the team no-showed in the second period. They were nowhere. After the first period, they pretty much disappeared for the remaining 5. They peppered a few shots here and there in the last 4 periods of the game. Sounds so stupid to say, but they peppered some shots there, but they didn't do enough. And they took their foot way too hard off the gas after a 2-0 lead. And how many times this year did we talk about it? How many times with Alain Vigneault did we see this exact scenario? How many? I don't even know where to begin because I'm drawing a blank on what even happened in the first period since I pretty much just watched 2 games of hockey. I mean, the first period, the Rangers dominated Pittsburgh. It wasn't even really a contest. Rangers outshot the Penguins 15-10 that period, and they were doing great. I mean, you're getting chances from all 4 lines. Reeves throwing hits. Miller making a nice defensive play here and there. Fox making good plays. Speaking of Fox, he scored. How good does that probably feel for him to be someone that grew up a Ranger fan? You play your first playoff game and you score in it for Zibanejad and Kreider on the power play. The only power play the Rangers got in this game somehow. But again, I'm not here to talk about it. I'm not here to argue about the garbage with the refs because, again, the Rangers had so many opportunities. Raquel did end up getting hurt in this game later in the first period as Lindgren threw a huge hit on him. And there's questions of whether the hit was dirty or not. I could tell you. I have to watch, again, more angles of the video. I haven't watched it enough. In the Garden, couldn't really tell, but I'll have to rewatch it. But at the end of the day, whatever. What else do we have? That was pretty much it for the first period. I'm drawing a blank on what else happened. Second period, the Rangers looked abysmal, but they actually scored somehow first, as it's Andrew Kopp from Strom and Truba. Strom with a nice play from behind the net gets it over to Kopp right in front of the net, and Kopp buries that, and the Rangers take a 2-0 lead, and then they took their foot off the gas immediately, as not too long after, Gensel scores from Crosby and Rust, as on this play, Jacob Trouba just completely abandoned the guy that he's supposed to be covering. No excuses. No excuses there. And Gensel then would add another goal later, as he gets one from Crosby and Rust. Fox gets completely lost, and he did not know what to do. So, yeah, Crosby with a nice little pass over to Gensel, as Gensel just somehow walked by Fox. Crosby just has to get that across Lindgren, and that makes it a 2-2 game. Pittsburgh continues to just get chance after chance after chance. Igor making big glove saves. The Rangers, though, get another penalty. That was a theme often. The end of the period, and Kreider ends up scoring shorthanded on this. He gets a breakaway. Zibanejad with the assist. Kreider scores a nice move there by Kreider, and that makes it a 3-2 game. Only for a little bit after the Penguins to get another man advantage, and I think it was a 5-on-3 here. And then Brian Rust scores from Malkin and Letang, as he ends up breaking the camera on this one. And defense just got completely confused there. Neither Schneider nor Miller were there. Shots in that period, 25-8 in favor of Pittsburgh. So this is where I have the problem. Why? How do you play? Like, this team all year did it too. I don't understand how this team continues to play some of their best hockey ever in one period, and then the next period play the worst hockey I've seen in my entire fucking life. Third period, not even much to talk about. Pretty much a back and forth game. And again, I'm drawing a blank on what even happened. I'm sorry that I'm all over the place here. Drawing a blank is, again, I'm tired. I got home late. This game, way too long. Shots in the third, 12-11. And then we go to overtime, where my heart just was going crazy, and Rangers outshot Pittsburgh 12-9 in that one, but at the end of the day, they just couldn't get a chance, and they somehow couldn't bury it on Louis Domingue, who came into the game. I think he might have came in the second overtime, actually, but it is what it is. But yeah, the Rangers got a couple of good chances. I don't know how many good chances they had, but boy, did they have a lot, and they couldn't capitalize. Second overtime shots were 19-17 in favor of the Rangers, and they had every opportunity to win the game here. I don't remember if it was this overtime or the last one, or the third one, where Panarin had a chance to shoot, didn't do it. Might have been the third period too. Who knows? Strom had a chance, completely missed it. He had Mika with a good chance, who fanned on one at one point. And then the third overtime shots were 10-3, as Malkin scores the game winner on a deflection from Marino. Kapanen also gets the assist, and that was the game. Because God forbid anyone even attempts to tie up Malkin there. God forbid. Thank you so much, Patrick Nemeth. I mean, I don't understand how he was just standing in the face-off dot there with Malkin right in front of the net. But, yep, Rangers lose this one. Shots in the game, 83-68. 53-47 in the face-off dot in favor of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh in favor for shots, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Hits 33 to 43 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots 31 to 21 in favor of the Rangers. Giveaways 47 for Pittsburgh, 75 for the Rangers. Yeah, they turned the puck over quite a bit. For each individual line, the first line, Kreider, Zibanejad, Vetrano. Would have liked to have seen more from them. I thought that they played a pretty bad game, honestly. I didn't like what I saw from that line. Given how they've been ever since we got Vetrano, this was definitely one of the weaker efforts. Vetrano, he had 6 shots, but none of them were really as flashy as they usually are with him. Kreider, he had 6 shots, but again, this was a long game. He had a decent game, but and then Zibanejad too. But I wasn't impressed overall. Second line, Panarin, Strome, and Kopp. I wasn't too thrilled with this line either. I thought Panarin made a lot of bad plays where he tried to get too fancy with the play, tried to cheat the game. Strome missing open chances as per usual. And then the third line, the young line, the Lafreniere, Hito, Kakko line. I thought they actually played pretty solid given the fact that these guys have never played a playoff game, given the fact that we didn't really know much of what this line was going to be going into the playoffs. I was fairly impressed with how they played. And outside of the goal that you could argue should have counted, I think should have counted, but that's for you to argue. I personally don't have the time or care in the world to argue with people about it. Because at the end of the day, the Rangers didn't lose the game just because of that. But that third line I thought was good. They could have scored easily. And then the fourth line, I was not too impressed. I mean, Reeves had a lot of hits in the game. Whoop-de-doo. Rooney and Goudreau were just not noticeable at all tonight. They really weren't. Simple as that. On the defensive side, Lindgren and Fox. Lindgren ended up getting hurt at one point in this game, and he kept going in and out of the locker room, so it was a bit confusing there and concerning. But thankfully, he ended up being okay and played towards the end of the game. I thought he had a good game. Fox, he had a pretty solid game other than that one rough mistake. Miller and Trouba, I didn't like Trouba's game at all. I thought Miller was meh. And then Nemeth and Schneider. Patrick Nemeth better not suit up for game 2. It has to be Justin Braun. I refuse to watch this guy for a full 7-game series. I refuse to. This guy sucks. Patrick Nemeth sucks. There is a reason why Colorado Avalanche fans blame this guy last year from the playoffs. He blows. And then Schneider, he had a couple of mistakes. One almost led to a goal. And then Igor, I mean, you got to feel for him. Simple as that. Get the Twitter. I went to bed already. Let's see. If anyone even replied, because New York Style 24. Rangers in 5. Also, the refs suck. Yeah. The refs did suck, but again, the Rangers also didn't show up for the second period. Couldn't get a good enough shot off to beat Casey DeSmith or Louis Domingue, of all goalies. And as for the Rangers in 5 comment, I hope. I'll leave it at that. Dwayne Bacon, nothing but Igor deserves a hug and sleep a lot before game 2. Yeah, I feel bad for him. I feel bad. As Matt, I don't want to butcher your last name, but he says, I feel so bad for Igor, man. Yeah. How do you not? How do you not? The guy tried his best to keep us in the game, and God forbid, we go out there and score on Casey Smith or Luke. What are you gonna do? At the end of the day, I'm not happy. Very pissed. course, that because I went to this game and would have been nice for a win, but during how shitty of a week I've had in general, uh, yeah, I think that's it. Hope they bounce back in game two. They better. Uh, if they play like they did in the second period, then we're gonna have problems. But 7 game series for a reason. Let's just hope that they could come back. All I could do really at the end of the day, instead of just dwelling on this one. But gonna have to sit on it for a day, unfortunately. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, though. If you did enjoy, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.